How many ranking points will Carlos Alcaraz and Jannik Sinner earn at the Nitto ATP Finals 2025? Final ATP rankings for 2025. The Nitto ATP Finals in Turin is the final and most crucial event for determining the year-end ATP rankings, with Carlos Alcaraz and Jannik Sinner in a direct battle for the coveted top spot. Alcaraz arrived in Turin with a 1,050-point lead over Sinner in the PAF ATP Live Race to Turin, meaning whoever finished the tournament with more points would be year-end number one. Alcaraz has since clinched the year-end number one ranking for the second time in his career by winning all three of his round-robin matches, a result that put the top position mathematically out of Sinner's reach. While the top ranking is decided, both players continue to compete in the tournament, aiming to cap off their dominant seasons by winning the ATP Finals title. Players get points for Nitto ATP Finals. Yes, players earn ranking points at the Nitto ATP Finals. It is an official ATP Tour event where every match win contributes to a player's ranking, not an exhibition. The tournament uses a unique performance-based point system where points are awarded only for match victories, with no points given for participation or for match losses. An undefeated champion who wins the title without a single loss earns the maximum of 1,500 ranking points by combining all their match wins throughout the tournament. This makes the ATP Finals a critical event in the season where players have the opportunity to earn a significant number of points. How ATP Finals points affect ATP rankings. 52-week method. The ATP rankings use a rolling 52-week system, where a player's ranking is the sum of points from their best 19 tournaments, or 20 if they play the ATP Finals, over the past year. The ATP Finals is a bonus tournament, and points earned here are added to a player's total on the Monday after the last ATP Tour event of the year. A player's ranking points are constantly in flux. However, the formula is very simple. New total equals current points, points dropping from the same week last year, plus points earned in the current week's tournaments. For the ATP Finals, points earned depends entirely on match wins. Players receive 200 points for each round-robin win. A semi-final victory adds 400 points, and winning the final adds another 500 points. Therefore, an undefeated champion earns the maximum of 1,500 ranking points. Alcaraz versus Sinner. Who finishes higher in 2025? Based on the qualification for the ATP Finals and the year-to-date rankings, Carlos Alcaraz will finish the 2025 season with a higher ranking than Jannik Sinner. Alcaraz clinched the year-end number one ranking during the ATP Finals in Turin after winning all three of his round-robin matches. This achievement came after he started the tournament with a 1,050-point lead over Sinner in the Race to Turin rankings, which considers only points accumulated in the 2025 season. With his round-robin victories, Alcaraz's point total became mathematically out of reach for Sinner, securing him the top position for the second time in his career. Final ATP rankings for 2025. The 2025 ATP season concluded with the final rankings officially locked in, and Carlos Alcaraz has finished the year as the world number one for the second time in his career. The top two spots are held by Alcaraz and Jannik Sinner, who will be facing each other in the final of the Nitto ATP Finals to cap off their dominant year. And here's how the table looks like before the finals. The 2025 season was defined by the intense rivalry between Carlos Alcaraz and Jannik Sinner, who created a significant points gap ahead of the rest of the field. Alcaraz secured the year-end top spot during the ATP Finals, cementing his status with a tour-leading 8 titles, including 2 Grand Slams. While Sinner also captured 2 major titles and was a dominant force, Alcaraz's greater consistency across the season ultimately earned him the number one ranking. Behind them, the rankings show a mix of established veterans and new contenders, with players like Felix Auger-Aliassime reaching new career highs.